Now it's time for our interview of an interesting person. Today's guest is going to be so much fun. Today we have the one, the only, the amazing Brittany Scull.
What an introduction! Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's what I do every time.
I love it.
But Brittany is the United States of America winner of Miss Florida. Wait, did I get that correct? That you work at Disney?
Yes, I do work at Disney. I'm actually part of the security team, so I'm on what we call a wide world team, which means I get to work all over property. Hollywood Studios is my favorite, though.
Not the Florida one?
Well, Magic Kingdom's pretty awesome, but Hollywood Studios has Star Wars. Yeah.
That makes sense. So first off, how are you enjoying being on the show?
Absolutely amazing. I'm learning so much. You're actually my first ever radio or video interview.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there's a lot more to this than I expected.
That's crazy. Okay, so I have to ask. You are listed as Miss Florida 2021.
Mm-hmm.
Can you explain how that works and how you got into the pageants?
Absolutely. So it was a little bit crazy. It's actually a bucket list item for my sister. So I didn't actually plan on being in a pageant. But she was Mrs. Colorado, so she's in the married division. Luckily, we did not compete against each other. But she told me, you have to come do this with me, so I decided to go do it. And there's a couple of different options for it. You can have a preliminary pageant, or you can have an at-large title. So State of Florida doesn't have a preliminary pageant, so I interviewed with the national director and put in my portfolio and was actually chosen for the pageant. Can I tell you a secret though? It's a very exciting opportunity. I'm actually getting a promotion. So I have been chosen to be the next director for the Florida circuits. So we will now have our own preliminary pageants.
That's cool.
Right?
Yeah.
So we'll actually have them from now on. But my title in particular was an at-large one.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So how do you get started? And do you just walk up and say, pick me?
A little bit, that's what I did. I went to the national director. She went through a series of interview questions, looked at a bunch of different photographs that I sent in. Especially with COVID, there wasn't any kind of an in-person process.
Yeah,
But
so
we
it's all
did
virtual.
we did it all virtual this time. Yep. And that's kind of how some of the at-large titles work anyway, is you're chosen for the title instead of having to do the preliminary pageant.
Yeah. So what is the best part about being Miss Florida 2021?
My very most favorite part is actually getting to advocate for my platform. So I actually do a lot of work with mental health, and unfortunately that's kind of been on the rise lately. So getting to help people with that and share my experience, let people know they're not alone.
Yeah. Well, when you were a kid, what did you want to do when you grew up? Did you always know that you were going to be a pageant winner?
Absolutely not. No, I didn't know I was going to be in pageants at all. Actually, I thought I was going to be an astronaut. It turns out I get a little bit plane sick, so that probably would not have been the best opportunity.
Yeah.
But I do love my role in security and getting to help people that way.
I also like doing other stuff.
Yeah.
Too, except for like, I want to be a Twitch streamer when I grow up.
Really?
Yeah. I do Twitch or Facebook. My choice. So, what is the coolest part about competing in pageants?
The coolest part about competing in pageants and being at the national pageant was definitely the people that you get to meet. There are people literally from all over the U.S. that are here for the competition, and they all have such fantastic personalities and goals and drive. And I've made a lot of really cool friends getting to do it.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, in this competition, do you have a platform, and can you tell me about it?
Absolutely. So my platform is mental health. And I have had a few mental health issues myself. I struggle with depression and anxiety, and a lot of times those can make you feel very alone. And I want to make sure that nobody feels alone, especially when they're going through times that are a little bit more hard. So,
Well, why did you select this platform over other options like vets and blind people?
just because I actually experience anxiety and depression myself. And I don't want other people to feel like they're alone. Yeah.
So, do you need a lot of training to become a pageant winner?
There definitely is a lot of training that goes into it. I had to practice my walk, and walking in 6-inch heels, not easy. And then things like this. We actually practice interview so that we can interview with the judges.
One time I tried my mom's heels on. It did not go well.
No, it's not as easy as it looks.
I tried walking one step, fall down. I remember, we were on tile and there was a carpet. I fell on the tile instead.
Oh gosh.
But the carpet was so big.
Yeah.
But I was so big too.
Yeah.
It's like, how could I miss it? Well, what is the hardest part about being Miss Florida 2021?
Ooh, the hardest part. I think the preparation and getting ready for it. I am brand new to pageants. This was actually my first one, so it's one of those you don't know what you don't know, and it was a little bit of a learning curve. But I did have fantastic people that helped me out, like my coach, Miss Joni, and all of the other pageant girls who were always welcome to any questions. Yeah.
Well, what is the first job you ever had?
I actually was a lifeguard at a swimming pool, my very first job, and I still to this day love swimming and am always in the pool.
Wow. Well, was there anything you learned from that job that helped you to be a better pageant winner?
Funny enough, there is. Being a lifeguard and being a swim instructor takes a lot of dedication and a lot of people skills because you're constantly working with people. Disney has actually helped a lot with that as well. And being in the pageants is all about getting the opportunity to talk with people like this. So.
So, what is the most rewarding part about being Miss Florida 2021?
Absolutely the people I've met. Like I said, I've met people from all over the U.S. and everybody has the most fantastic stories, and it's cool to hear about all the different cultures and especially food. Oh, I just want to go to all these countries or all these different states now and eat.
Stop making me hungry.
Yeah.
So we have had some pageant winners here before.
Oh, yeah?
One, it was her only job. The other was also in real estate. But you do security. Can you tell me about that?
Yes. Security at Disney is really cool because we are there to protect the people and to protect the magic. But we also get to interact with our guests and really help make that experience, which I think is really cool.
I thought security was like looking at a bunch of cameras.
No, we do have a team that
Who
does that.
Okay.
Luckily, that is not my job. I think I would probably get a little bit bored. But I get to be out in the parks and interact with the guests and really help them have a good time as well.
Yeah. So you are also a certified EMT. Can you tell my listeners what that is?
Absolutely. So EMT is Emergency Medical Technician. It is actually the first step to becoming a paramedic, which is something I considered. I absolutely love getting to help people. And unfortunately, when we have those emergencies, we need people who are there that really care, really know a lot about the environment and the body, and that's what we do. We take care of emergency situations.
Wow, so you are like a real first responder. Well, do you have to change all the rules because of COVID?
A lot of things have changed because of COVID.
Makes
It's not
sense.
necessarily the most exciting thing because it is a germ and a disease like other things. So we just need to take better precautions to protect ourselves and to protect our guests because we don't want to make them sick either.
Biohazard,
Yeah,
face
that's
shields,
That's part of
masks,
it.
Both of those wearing at the
And
same time.
consistent cleaning. We clean all the time.
Yes.
We clean all the time anyway, but there are added steps just to give that extra precaution.
I'm not really a cleaning person. I don't
No,
like
me
doing
either.
dishes. I don't like sponges.
Yeah.
Sponges hurt sometimes.
Yeah.
The rough edges. So you're going to have to come back to do a show just about that job.
Okay.
So now I see a lot of awards and honors in your bio. Which one means the most to you and why?
That's a good question. I think probably my time at Disney has been the most rewarding. I have been lucky enough to be awarded quarterly award winners from there, which means I stuck out for helping our guests the most. And again, I love helping people, especially at Disney. I love helping them experience the magic and get the most out of their vacation or just day trips because there's so much there is to offer. Like I said, my favorite is Star Wars. So I love talking to them about the new Star Wars Land Galaxy's Edge.
I like Star Wars, I like Harry Potter, it's so cool.
I like Harry Potter too, but that one might be across the river from us.
The Harry Potter one. Soon we had one person we had that both worked at Universal and Disney.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I really love
Which one do you
Disney.
like better, Star Wars or Harry Potter?
Yeah. Well, you have the opportunity of building a droid over at
Yes.
ours. So, pretty cool.
Well, what is the craziest thing that has happened while you were doing your passion? Either pageants or security. Your choice.
One of the craziest things was actually at the pageant. I forgot all sorts of things because, again, it was my first event.
Nervous,
and you're away from all of your things. You can't bring your entire closet down to the stage with you.
Yes.
But absolutely everyone, to my surprise, everyone was there to help. So I had forgotten hairpins, and I actually somehow forgot my earrings. And instantly there were other girls there to help. They were all having options of earrings and helping me with my hair. And I thought that was really cool because we are all there to compete, but everybody was still so helpful and such a fantastic role model.
Because everyone wants to help you out. Like, everyone wants to help everyone else out.
And that's exactly how it was.
Everything is like a good game.
Yeah.
Like, after everything is over, it's like GG. It's over. You win.
Yeah.
GG. Good game.
Good
And you
game.
shake hands.
Yeah.
Like, just like in video games, too.
Yeah.
Well, who helped motivate or inspire you the most in following your dreams?
My sister. My sister has always been there for me. She helped me get into pageants, which it turns out I absolutely love and will probably do again. And she's just always been there to support me through all of my dreams.
Mm-hmm. Well, what advice would you give my listeners if they wanted to grow up and be Miss Florida?
Do you want to practice right now? Maybe you'd like to be Miss Florida. You want to try on the crown? Yes. Let's do it.
Sure. Oh, wow.
All right. I'll try it on, and you can tell me. What do you think?
Oh, that's amazing.
So one of my biggest recommendations would be just to start talking to people.
Yeah.
They're always welcome to reach out to me, to reach out to other pageant winners.
People.
Exactly. And just start talking to people. Find out if it's something that you would like to do.
Mm-hmm.
Like most things, it is a hobby.
Yeah.
So there are different parts to it.
It's not really a job, but it's a hobby.
A hobby, yeah. But there are also all those fantastic opportunities, like getting to talk to new people and getting to
Like interviews.
practice
maybe
interviews.
before.
Exactly. And things like that definitely help in the real world outside of pageants as well. Yeah.
I got you. Well, it says in your bio that you went to the Marine Corps Officer Candidate School. Does that mean that you were a Marine?
It actually doesn't mean that I was a Marine, and actually I don't consider myself a Marine. But what it is almost an audition. When you go in for officer candidate school, it is the opportunity to be an officer, and they want people there who want to be there, and it is extremely difficult. I went through basically what was a boot camp, and you go through obstacle courses, and you go through classes, and you learn to march. It's actually very cool, and I have the most up respect for all of the people who do.
I feel like it's kind of like American Ninja Warrior, but there's more on the bottom.
It definitely is more intense than Ninja Warrior even.
Yeah.
I ended up with a different opportunity in my life, so I decided not to continue. But it's definitely a big challenge.
Yeah. So, if you could go back 10 years and tell yourself something, what would it be? Remember, 10 years back.
10 years back.
What happened?
Say yes to all opportunities, because you never know where adventure is going to come from.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, what is the biggest mistake you ever made, and how did it change you as a person?
I think that I'm one of those people that don't believe there are mistakes. Everything is a learning opportunity, and everything can lead to something else.
Yes.
So even if it is something that you ended up not necessarily liking, it's something that you can learn from, even if it's, I actually don't like this. And that still helps you know who you are and move on to the next best thing.
It helps you recognize yourself
Yeah.
more. It
Yeah.
helps you know yourself more. So, when you are not working, what do you do for fun?
I love to paddleboard. Have you ever been paddleboarding?
No.
No.
But I have been surfing on kayaks in my pool.
See, that would be pretty cool too. But I like to go out to the springs and paddleboard, and I have a 4-pound Yorkie, and she sits on the front of it like it's the Titanic, and we just go for a paddle. Yeah.
Well, do you play video games? And if you do, what is your favorite one?
I actually love Animal Crossing for my Switch. Yeah, it's nothing too difficult and helps me take my mind off the day, but it's a lot of fun.
Okay, so what is your favorite book to read?
I think one of my favorite books has always been Holes. I have gone back and read it several times. I know they made a movie out of it. It is a little bit different, but it's one of those that just is always a good read.
Kind of like the Harry Potter series.
I love those two, actually. The fourth book was my favorite. The Goblet of Fire.
My favorite one might have to be the seventh one.
The seventh one? Okay, what house are you, though?
Either Gryffindor or Slytherin. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm in Gryffindor for sure.
Yeah. My mom and dad are Gryffindor.
Yeah.
See, but my teacher at school said that I was a Ravenclaw. Like, what?
I think that's a compliment, though. It's a good intelligence house.
Yeah. Okay. Now can you tell me that one story? Remember, this is a kid's show, but that one story, well, that you're not supposed to tell me about. Come on, you can tell me.
Not supposed to tell you. Well, I think going back to the pageant, thankfully this was not a part that was video. It was not on video. I managed to hit a seam in one of those fantastic 6-inch heels and definitely pancaked right on the middle of the stage. I haven't walked in heels for too terribly long, and it's still a little bit of a learning process. Yes, there were no dramatic sound effects, but I feel like there should have been.
Yeah. Like, you see that was caught on the video. They were like,
Exactly.
Well, is there anything else you think my listeners should know about you?
Know about me? Oh, good question. Well, I do love my job in security. I do love doing pageants, and I'm very excited about the next steps of becoming a director and helping other girls get into it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, do you have a website or Facebook for my listeners that want to follow you?
Absolutely. So I have a couple. The one I would suggest going out to right now is United States of America's Miss Florida. That is the page that will take care of all 4 queens that are here in Florida. So Miss Florida, Mrs. Florida, Ms., and Ms. So all 4 categories.
Ms.
I am a Ms. Yes. Yep, means I'm not married, but I might be a little bit old. And they can follow us there with all of the community service that we're doing, as well as the upcoming pageant.
Mm-hmm. Well, what is that one question that you think I forgot to ask you?
Why is there an armadillo riding in my crown case?
Well, why is there an armadillo riding?
This is Arnold. He actually travels with us. That's kind of a cool thing about pageants is we all kind of have that one little thing that travels with us. And this one is from my brother-in-law. His name is Arnold.
So that's why before the show, before we recorded this, you said that this was supposed to protect the crown.
He is there to protect my crown. Exactly.
Well, thank you, Brittany, for being my special guest. And can you stick around for Math Corners?
Absolutely.